Hello, today we are looking at a case that shocked the entire world. It is a story of a pharmaceutical price gouging focusing on Martin Shkreli and his company Turing Pharmaceuticals. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Ainu Elizabeth Muhammad Nordin. I am a finance student with student metric 2024 988351 and I am in the group PA 2725A. Usually, when we think of innovation in medicine, we think of saving life. But this case is about the opposite. It is about how a company used a healthcare system as a tool for extreme profit, ignoring the suffering of the people who needed their life. Over the next minute, we will look at how this happened, why the leadership fell, and the heavy price Shkreli eventually paid. Let's start with the background. In 2015, Martin Shkreli founded Turing Pharmaceuticals. Before this, he was a hedge fund manager, not a doctor, not a scientist. He looked at medicine like a stock market asset. He targeted what we call orphan drugs. These are medicine for rare disease. Because the number of patients is small, larger companies usually don't bother making cheaper generic version. He bought the right to a drug called Daraprim. This drug was developed in 1953. It's over 70 years old. It is the gold standard for treating a parasitic infection called toxoplasmosis. For someone with a weak immune system like a patient with a HIV or a newborn baby, this infection is a death sentence without Daraprim. Shkreli knew this patient had no other choices. They had to buy this drug or they would die. The moment Turing Pharmaceuticals bought the drug, they did something incredible. They raised the price from $13.5 per pill to $750 per pill. To put that in perspective, that is a 5,000% increase overnight. A full cost of treatment went from costing a few $100 to costing $55,000. But it was not just the price. Shkreli also changed how the drug was sold. He moved it to a closed distribution system. This meant other companies could not get enough sample of the pill to test it and they created a cheaper version. He created a perfect monopoly. He was holding a life-saving secret and he was charging a fortune for anyone to see it. When the public complained, he famously smiled and said he should have raised the price even higher to make more profit for his investor. Can you believe that? So, why did the system fail to stop him? This was a total failure of corporate governance. First, the CEO had no limits. Shkreli was the founder and CEO. He chose his own team. There was no independent board of directors to look at his plan and say, this is wrong, this will destroy our reputation. Second, the wrong prioritized. The company only goal was maximum profit. They ignored their social responsibility in healthcare. He treated a patient like a customer buying a luxury watch when patients are in vulnerable state. Third, exploiting the law. Shkreli knew that in the United States, there are no laws to stop a company from raising pricing on all drugs. He used this legal gap to be a bully in the market. He proved that a leader without ethics will always find a way to use the law for the wrong reason. Eventually, the pharma bro, as the media called him, he became the most hated man in the country. He was called before the US Congress to explain himself, but he just laughed at the leaders. However, his arrogance led to his downfall. He was arrested for security fraud. This means he lied to people who gave him money in his previous business. He was sentenced to 7 years in federal prison. Even after prison, the law was not finished. In 2022, a judge ordered him to pay back $64.6 million in profits from the Daraprim hype. Most importantly, he received a lifetime ban. He is legally forbidden from ever working in the pharmaceutical industry again. So, what can we learn from this case? Firstly, put ethics first. A business, especially in healthcare, must have a heart. Profit should never come before a person's life. Secondly, we need balance. A company needs strong leader who can challenge the CEO. No other person should have 100% of the power. Third, law must change. This case forced government to look at new laws to stop price gouging so that medicine stay affordable for everyone. Lastly, reputation matters. If a company acts only with greed, it will eventually lose everything: its money, its name, and its future. And it is all for me. Thank you for listening.